guys, it's me. I hope you're all doing okay. So the physics exam is just around the corner. I hope you're not too stressed out. If you are, go for a walk in a nice bit of nature, go to a park and get some fresh air and exercise. I just want to share with you a higher physics question that I stumbled upon recently. It's quite interesting. So imagine you have a ship. Okay, it's being pulled by two tugboats. Tugboat 1, tugboat 2. Alright. And it gives you the angles. So this is 25 degrees. This is 15 degrees. Let's say it gives you the mass of the ship. The mass is 4 times 10 to the 3 kilograms. And let's say each tugboat pulls with a force of, 4,000 newtons. Okay, 4,000 newtons that way, 4,000 newtons that way. Now, imagine the question asks, what's the magnitude of the force? What is the magnitude of the force? Now you have to be careful. I'll just pause the video now and try and see if you can figure out how you'd go about solving this problem. You have to be very careful because these makes you think that the magnitude is going to be directly to the east. But it's not, because the angles are different. If the angles were the same, then yeah, the magnitude of the force would be directly to the east. But if the angles are different, you have to find the resultant force by putting them nose to tail. So you do it this way. This is one. And then this is the other. This is 25. This is 15. How do you find out the magnitude and the resultant how? Let's see. So maybe something like that. And this angle is going to be different from 25. So, how do we work out everything? Well, it's not a right angle triangle, so you can't use Pythagoras, and you can't use SOHCAHTOA. What do we know? We want to know this. We want to know the angle. So let's call this A. C. So we need to find out the angle at the top first. that's how you work out the angle at the top. This is a Z, right? Two horizontal lines. So if this is 25, this is 25. If this is 25 and this is 15, then 30, 40. It's going to be 180 minus 40. So it's going to be 140. So A is 140. So we know A. We want to know B. What can we use? Well, it's either going to be A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. We're going to use A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. So we'll do one of these formulas. Now, let's draw a circle around the things we know. You know this. We want to know this. I'll put a square around that. We know B. We don't know this one. We don't know C, but we know this. We don't really care about this angle. Oh, look, A squared. We know B squared. We know C squared. We know B, we know C, we know A. So we can use this. So that will give us A. So let's work that. So B squared, 4,000 squared plus 4,000 squared minus 2 times 4,000 squared cos 140. And then you have to find the square root of that. 7,500. 7517. Newtons. Okay, so that's the answer for number 1. That's the answer for number 1. That's the magnitude of the resultant. And that makes sense, doesn't it? It's going to be less than 4,000 plus 4,000. But then it's going to ask us the angle, because all vectors, I know it asks us for the magnitude, but part B is going to say what's the angle. Now it's not going to be 25 degrees, it's going to be less than that. We also have to put it into bearing format. But now we have A. We have A, we have sine A, we have B, so we can work out sine B. This will give us this angle, right? B is going to be sine 2 minus 1 of B sine A over A. And that'll give us this angle. But once it gives us this angle, how do we find out how do we figure out, because this triangle could be rotated any direction. We need to anchor this resultant to either the east line or the north line. So let's say, well, we'll work it out. We need to find out what B is. So shift sine. B sine A is 4,000. Sine 140. Divided by 7517.5. 20 degrees. B is 20 degrees. So B is 20 degrees. Then what angle is the resultant going to be? Well, if the red line is 25 degrees, B is 20 degrees. The resultant is 5 degrees north of east. So it's 5 degrees north of east, and this is 90. Then the bearing is going to be 85. 085. Bearing 085. Okay. Ouch. So I thought that was quite an interesting problem in a sample question, past paper. Starts with an assumption. It's very tricky because you can make an assumption that it's just going to ask you for the due easterly force. But when you think about it, you go down to the next question, you realise it's not. You have to work out the resultant. Put the vectors nose to tail. This is why taking a protractor and a ruler might also come in handy, because if you're stuck with all these things, then a scale drawing might help. Okay, so that's all from me. Good luck, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye.